What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new stream. It's the 14th today, and this is part 4 of working on the T7. So, transitioning over to our main camera. Let me bring up the chat as well so I can see what everyone is saying. So shocks are the big thing that's up today. So we're going to be building the shocks of the T7. Also, huge news today for the 10 scale community, especially the team associated drivers. The B7.1 is going to be coming really soon. Kind of just want to show you all that here just for a quick second. Monitor 1. Okay. So here it is. This is the new RC10 B7.1. Pretty much like the only difference that I'm able to see is the fact that the shocks are upside down on the back. I mean, I've heard that people do that to get the weight lower. I mean, pretty cool stuff, honestly. I read this earlier. There's really not that much crazy stuff going on. It's just kind of cool to see him come out with that. So yeah, may as well start going live on TikTok too, just cause may as well also clear off the desk. Forgot to do this earlier just because I really needed to just chill out. So I think I can just put that there. I guess I can just gonna keep chat right here, and then I need to get my lamp. I need to get the lamp adjusted. First push the keyboard up. I really don't need that much workspace today, like compared to the other ones, just because it's just the shocks. I just want to get the shocks done and then turn the stream off and then maybe just go to sleep, honestly. But yeah, though, I'm super happy about this B7.1. Curious to see if anyone is going to be jumping on at the track. So may as well just go ahead and just set up the angle of the camera. So, I think having it about there-ish would be probably appropriate. So let's get some more light so that way it's not as blurry. Okay. Putting it over so that way it kind of hangs out. I think that should be enough light. It's about the same as our previous build streams. I might have a drink during this stream just cause. Apologize for the delay, y'all. So left off on page 16, which is essentially the start. I have to make sure that I really look and make sure that I'm putting the right shafts into the right shocks, because there are 3 lengths of shock eyelet in the kit. Pay attention to length when you're building, as these affect your droop and up travel. Yeah, you don't really have to worry about that necessarily in 8th scale. Racer's tip: use your finger to rub shock fluid on the O-ring for smoother adjustment. Well, I mean, I've built shocks before, so it's not really exactly foreign concept. So then after you put them on. So, I mean, I may as well just like push the keyboard just a little bit more just so we can. But yeah, we're super close to actually being done with this thing. I think after we get the shocks on, we really are just going straight into the chassis setup, which is freaking awesome. I need to put out on Instagram that we are shock building. I also probably need to reply to a bunch of these messages. Let me actually do that real quick. So, how Chevy doing lately? Yeah, the new vet, it's cool and all, but you know, Ford has been kind of the one trying to stay on top of them, you know what I'm saying? Like, I might have, but I'm not sure. Yeah, the new Corvette's crazy. Like, that doesn't seem like a Chevy. That just seems like, oh my god, what is this? For me in public seeing what appears to be a man made of chocolate. I can already hear what it's typical Instagram real. Thanks, Xander. Appreciate it. You've turned on disappearing messages? What? All I did was this. Like, really should have just messaged earlier. Okay, so what bag here? Let's actually just go ahead and bust out the bag. So bag number 9. It's this one. Just shove that to the left and have the main building space. Alright then, keeping the trash right there. Putting the car back. Okay. And of course, we gotta crack open in Arizona. Need it. I just need it. Okay, so this is probably going to be a bit oily, so I'm going to put like a napkin down just so that there's a decent chance that we don't spill onto this epic desk mat. So I need to push the keyboard back more. Okay, some of these a lot of these plastic trees. Another plastic tree for the caps. May as well just dump all the bags out. A lot of tiny screws. I may as well get our tools out too, just because. We're gonna need those at some point, I'm sure. I was gonna post a video about the 7.1 earlier, but just ended up sort of napping instead. So gosh, all those little... What are the smaller ones for is my question. Why are there smaller O-rings? What are those exactly? Oh, yeah, they're for the bottom. I mean, that's pretty smart, I would say, from Team Associated to include that. Because most of the time, they're just kind of... They're just sort of on there. These little white washers hopefully won't roll everywhere. Pretty sure I got every single one of those out. Not exactly sure what that piece... Oh, these are like the rubber, like, O-rings. Gotcha, okay. Gotta be super careful with those. You don't want those to get damaged. Then we have some metal bits in this bag. And then some springs and the, what is it called? The pistons. Alright, springs I'll keep right there just because they're a bit bigger, and then the pistons I'll also rip out the bag. Okay, so the pistons look good. They give you 4 of them, that's good. And then of course the actual shock bodies. Just gonna put them like this. So those are the... Yeah, those are really light. I always forget like how light the shock body actually is compared to the actual fully assembled shock. We'll do the fronts first just because they're smaller. Just so we kind of get a general idea of how to do it. Okay, so now that all of our parts are out, let's go ahead and start by preparing all of the shafts. So doesn't really matter which one we grab. I think this is a rear. Yeah, so pull on a 2.5mm washer. So I believe it's one of these. Like any good RC manufacturer, whenever you're putting the shocks together, you want to make sure that that bolt is in there. Because I remember on those low Cs back then, man, they would come off. It doesn't say to put any Loctite on it, which is kind of interesting to me. They'll just say 1.7, so I'm just going to put the 1.7 on the top, just in case anyone wants to go in there later and look. And then get a tiny, tiny screw. See if I can just like pick it out. Okay. The quality is stinky, Goobert. You know, let me check something real quick. Okay. I think that's why. Okay, hopefully it should be a little bit better. I do also need to get an actual webcam. Chevy C10 rock crawler incoming for sure, dude. That thing is gonna be so freaking cool. I feel like I should get the Ford. I haven't gotten a little crawler in a while, and Houston RC's got some really good stuff coming, I think. Okay, forgot about... Okay, why did I not... Is that just supposed to stay like that, or is it... I swear that doesn't seem right. I think I'm gonna have... Oh, well, I do have the needle nose, actually, so let me use those to grip the other side while... And I guess good piece of advice for anyone working on shocks, don't grab like any of this like middle piece right here that's gonna eventually wear out your O-rings, and then it's gonna be just kind of annoying. Okay, that's actually as tight as it'll go. It doesn't seem right that the piston is just able to freely move, but doesn't say that there's... What is green slime? Green slime, bro? Green slime. Legit telling me to put on the green slime. Okay, so that's one done. I guess I'll just see like how all the other ones go on, and if they don't move, then I know that something is up with this one. And then the screw. Putting that in. That just doesn't seem right. Like, I would think that like the piston would be like locked in place. I don't know. Maybe it'll do it once I get. Okay, it's got like a bit of resistance to it, but that's kind of it. This one has like some resistance like that one too. It's just like, huh, that's super strange. Are you supposed to Loctite these? I don't think you, I mean, if it falls apart, like, oh my god, dude. If it falls apart, like, I'm gonna be so pissed, but, I mean, I'm willing to trust that the manual is telling me, like, the correct information, so. Okay. They're all the same length. Or are they? Nope, they're not. Two of them are fronts and two of them are rears. Does it just come with like one extra, like, washer? Okay. Well, these are really tiny pieces, so I would hope that there may be an extra. Okay. Putting the piston on. Okay, so do gotta kind of pay attention here. The fronts, yeah. Glad I'm catching this now, not later. Whenever it's like fully assembled. Okay, so I need to just take one of these off. I wonder which piston. Okay, so the .7s are the fronts, and .7s are the fronts, .9s are the rears. So that one has the right one. This one does not. Need to swap. Need to swap it. Alright, put the 1.9 on the taller one. And oops. Honestly, I feel like if I had a better connection, I think like the stream would look better, but I don't know, I guess this is just it. So the 1.9, yep, that's a rear one. I don't really see this coming out anytime soon. Like, I don't want to put Loctite on it. I honestly think it's like just okay like that. So got a 1.9 on that rear. That's a front. This is a front, so this is gonna need the 1.7. I think I might have actually lost one of the washers. So that extra one really did come in handy then. Yeah, man. Alright, I need to make sure that like I'm actually in frame. Okay, I think I might have actually rotated that. Alright. Okay. Why does that actually feel locked on there while these other ones are like really loose fitting? Let me try this again. That is so weird. What? Yeah, they don't seem like they're supposed to be moving, but yet they're free moving. Why is it? That's gonna bother me, bro. I mean, I don't think I have to worry about it that much because it's like, I don't know, dude, they seem like they're in there. It's just this one seems extremely tight. Actually, hold up, I can move it just a little bit. I don't think that's going to translate to it coming off during like a race, but if it does, I'm going to be so fucking pissed. Alright then, let's just get the rest of them done. We're not even in the messy part yet, so we really don't need this napkin right now, but I'm still going to use it. Speaking of the quality being stinky, I saw this Smash Bros player, like professional Smash Bros player on Facebook, like Reels, and it was like the dude, like he had like this really big backpack with like a dual like monitor setup or something on it, like, and had Smash Bros like. I just remember thinking to myself like, God dang, the people who play Smash are like actually kind of fucking cringe. Like, I like that game a lot, but like, brother, after 100 times you get bored. It's not like that great of a game. It's just, that's just so weird. Why does that one feel like it's locked? Is it the way that I put it on? No, because I put. It just seems like they would all lock into place like that. I'm gonna try to like see if there's something I can maybe do. Yeah, I don't know. That's not going on there anymore, so. Hey, baby. You okay? So, moving past that, because I honestly don't see them coming off. I think this is when. So now we need to. We need. What? Dodge Power Wagon. Marketplace listing. Let's see if it loads. I don't think I've seen that one too much. $75? That's pretty cheap, I'd say. Yeah, there's a lot of marketplace, trust me, dog. They're everywhere. What is this? What did I even have this like screen on? Oh yeah, the 7.1. Okay. Alrighty. So now that we got that done, let's actually just go ahead and start working on the shock bodies themselves. We're gonna work on the front ones first, and then we'll move to the rear ones. So getting one of these prepared, this might get slightly messy, but So the O-rings, there's one of them that goes on, like on this top part. And then on the bottom, there's this smaller O-ring. Came with a lot of O-rings. I believe that's just supposed to go on there like that. And then I think I know what that is. I'm not immediately seeing that piece on my table though. That's also bag 9. It's not a nut. It's like one of those like first pieces that you put on for the... Dang, what the heck? It doesn't even... 13mm shock hat bushing. Oh, they're in this little plastic tree. I think. How... Okay. Okay, they all kind of look the same except for like 4 of them. So snapping that off for our first one. So that's gonna sit in there. So that goes in there, and then you get one of these. It's just to put green slime on them, but I don't think it came with any. Like, none of the fluids in here look like green slime, so I think it just wants me to put like shock oil on them. And speaking of that, we'll just go ahead and get that out while we're at it. May as well look at like what the consistency is sort of like. Okay, that's not coming out. There we go. So I'm pretty sure it just wants me to like take a little dab to it and make sure that it actually just is lubricated. Okay, so that one in there, and then a black spacer, so one of the thicker ones on here. So put that there, and then it needs another one of those rubber things. Do another little dablet of shock oil. Yep. There we go, and then it needs one of the smaller bits. I think I'm going to angle the camera up a little bit just because I feel like this isn't optimal because I keep going off frame like that. So then put that there. Yeah, now that's pretty much assembled, so there we go. That's better. Get some Arizona. And then after that we put on the aluminum cap. So do that 3 more times, well 1 more time to the other front one, and then we'll do the rear ones. Okay, then that's on there. It's pretty good. I like that. So that's number 1 complete. Let's get out the next one, and we'll just put those to the side. O-ring on the top, then flipping it over. Let's get one of the smaller guys and put this on. And we need one of these little plastic bits. Drop that in there. And then we need to get one of these these little rubber things. Okay, come on. There we go. That's a decent little dablet. Putting that in there. Let me make sure that it's actually sitting, not just like getting shoved in. Okay. Next is the bigger plastic piece. Big plastic piece in there, and then another one of these little guys. Dablet. Rub it on. And then put it in there. And then lastly, one of these little plastic bits. And then do it like that, and then put on the cap. Alright, there we go. That's the second front one done. Now it's time to do the rear. So it's pretty much the same idea, it's just a little bit longer. So first put on our big O-ring. Next, what we gotta do is we gotta flip her over and then put on the smaller O-ring. Just like that, and then we need to get what is the plastic bits. Drop it in there like that, make sure it's sitting. Yep, and then get a little, one of these little rubber washers things, tablet. There we go, and then put that in. Put down there like that, and then the big plastic one. And then we need, hold up, I think I might have placed that in not the right way. Oh wait, no, that's right. Okay, then get another one of these little rings. Well, I guess you could call these little rings, yeah. There we go, and then one of these little plastic pieces. And we only need a few more, okay. Almost done, y'all, with the shocks. We're getting there. There we go, that's the first rear done. Baby, are you okay? Are you sure? I love you. Okay, final shock body. And then the bottom one. And we start by taking one of these little plastic bits. Okay, go in the right way. There we go. Then take one of these guys. Put on a little bit of oil. Then I think that's what I don't know. I mean, I feel like that's just as good. And then one of the big plastic bits. Big plasticky go in there, and then followed by another. Well, I think I could actually just oil it up by putting in my fingers like this, but I'll still give it some. There we go. And then finally, that last little plastic bit, and then we'll put on the cap. That plastic tree is done, so I'm gonna chuck that in the box. And then cap. There we go, guys. Alright, so shock bodies are totally ready to go. So now, okay, so green slime is different than shock fluid, I guess. I'm not really sure which one is stock, like for the shock eyelet. It says there's 3 lengths: lightly rubbed shock fluid or green slime on threads. Okay, so the shock oil is just as good if you don't have fucking green slime. What is the stock? 0 millimeters. 0 is the standard, but really, I mean, yeah, Houston RC isn't like necessarily like a rough track, I would say. Drive Time RC on Facebook is like one of those tracks where you would want to experiment with like the taller ones, I think. But for these, like for Houston RC, I think 0 is fine. I think. Come on, bro. There we go. Kind of want to just chop this. Okay, come on, bro. Yeah, nice, nice. That's nice and clean. Just gotta break them all off. These ones feel particularly durable, so I'm probably just gonna have to cut it on the tree. Let's see if I can just... It's flexing, I'll tell you that much. Hold it like that and cut it. There we go. Okay, that's my bad. These things are really tough. Come on. There we go. And I just kind of want to... Okay. Okay. Last one. My hands are kind of oily from that shock body build. Come on, snap off, snap off. I'm definitely going to hold on to some of these plastic trees, but not all of them. Alright, got all of them off. I'm going to just put those in there for the time being. So, alright, so these are the front ones, those are the rears. May as well just do the fronts first. So it says to put shock oil on the threads, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to like dab a little bit of oil on my finger and then just kind of rub the threads a little bit so that way it's like easier when it goes on, because this is always kind of an annoying process to get the eyelet on. Oh god, it's 10 scale. It's gonna be hard. Oh my gosh. How am I supposed to get that on there, Rude? Oh, it just makes it so much harder whenever that silicone's on my fingers slipping. There's got to be a way. There's got to be a better way. Like, maybe if I like if I like held it like this. Okay, that kind of worked. Got it almost started on it. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Nope. Fuck. This is what I hate about building shocks, is that you always, like, you always end up having to, like, grip the actual shaft itself because of this fucking... I need, like, a napkin or something that I can, like, put in between, like, the pliers and the shock. And I don't have any more. Well, actually, I do. So, getting a napkin out. Just ripping off a little bit here. So that way what we can do is we can put it towards the end. And then super like not ideal, but with 10 scale it's so much smaller. You know what, I'm just gonna have to hold it like by fucking there, because I can't get it on the other side. Come on. How do you get the shock eyelets on? Oh, I need to hold it like a vice grip. I think I might have to take this downstairs, honestly, because that's just not going on. There we go. Now I kind of got a vice hold on it. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to take this downstairs and put it on a vice grip, because that's just like... Oh, actually, you know what? No, I don't. Just gotta hold it by this end and then keep screwing it on. Okay. And there's no boots that I have to put on this because we're racing inside. Okay, that wasn't actually as hard as I thought. It's just annoying getting that on, just like any other good racer. It's always hard to get the shock eyelets on. Sorry for being off frame. But this is just... Holy... That is extremely tight. That feels extremely tight, dude. Oh. Okay. Okay. There we go. Alright, had to get a little creative there, but... I mean, it didn't really, like, mess it up that bad on the bottom. It's just like a little bit of like, discoloration. It's also like it's not gonna be using like every single inch of that, like every last bit of that shaft. So that's one front one done. Let's go ahead and do the other one now that I know how to sort of do this. Basically, just put the end of the driver in there like this, and then I mean, I don't really think it's gonna help by putting any silicone oil on it. It's just getting it started is always the hardest bit of this. It's always the hardest part. So I think I'm going to have to do that same thing again and just tear a little bit of the napkin off so that way there's some protection. Nope, that's the finished one. We need to do it to this guy. Okay, making sure we don't drop shit. Alright, now that I got it in the vise, if you will, let's go ahead and get that on. Oh, that's extremely tough. My hand is just so sweaty. Just sweating bullets, dude. Finally, there we go. There we go, baby. Fucking take that shit. Keep that vice grip on there. We do this. Let's see if that damaged the shaft at all. Well, some of the napkin got in it, but just gonna kind of try to get it off. Yeah, it's honestly fine. If anything, it'll just remind me how freaking hard I worked to get that shit in there. There we go. Alright, definitely that napkin wrap method definitely worked. Definitely didn't damage any of the shaft this time, so that I'm pretty happy about. I do just want to get rid of as much fluff as I can on this. Alright, there we go. That's like about the same length, right? Yeah, alright, so now that we got that done, the fronts are done. Hey, Mom. Just go ahead and do that with them. Now, we are going to do the rear ones. So, starting like this. Getting a bit of napkin again. Getting the thickest possible bit. And then I'm gonna go ahead and wrap that up. Gonna keep wrapping that in there, and then may as well just like use the rest of it, just so that we can have as much protection as we possibly can on this shock shaft. Okay, that's pretty good. So putting it about right there, we're gonna go ahead and get the next eyelet on. Arguably the hardest part of the shock build. Like this, the Mugens, everything, just these shock eyelets suck so bad. But at least it's just a toy. It's not like real. It's like real life. Come on, it's already on there. Keep screwing. Straighten out. Yes. Go ahead and get this one so that way we can just... How you doing? I think I might start the TikTok stream. There we go. Now that that's on, let's see how we did. Come on. Okay, that was pretty tight on there, so... Alright, yeah, that looks completely, like, next to untouched. Okay. Yeah. Looks pretty good, honestly. Really like how that came out. So that's the first rear one done. Let's do the last one. Welcome in, everyone. Real quick, before I do that, I'm going to just go ahead and start the TikTok stream. Just so we can get a few more viewers in here. You okay? Alrighty. Getting the phone in there. Then turning this on. Alright, so we got our gimbal tripod, because we're fancy like that. And then we're going to point it over here. Flip that around, live. Let me actually change the title of it real quick. Shock building time, I guess, yeah. It says the network is unstable, but we'll keep it rolling. Hit go live. Alright. TikTok stream is now live. Hello, TikTok stream. So, continuing on. Okay, wow. You can actually see like how deep that those pliers got. And I'll just kind of keep them over here with the rest of the trash. So tearing off the last piece, hopefully. Oh yeah. Clean this up a little bit. Okay. Let's go ahead and prepare this final one. Sorry, TikTok stream. Let me kind of angle it a bit better there. So starting like this, and then just like wrapping it. There we go. Okay, that's like kind of covering the thread now. Let me at least like tear a little bit of this off, so we can actually see what we're doing. Okay. Okay. Pliers. Grip the frick out of that. Grip it good. And shock eyelet, please go on. There we go. It's going on. It's going on there. Let's get the other driver and hopefully it'll straighten out. Yep. Yep, perfect. Okay, that's pretty good. Alright, that's pretty solid. Feel confident with it. Alright, taking this napkin off now. Yep, did basically like this sort of same thing. Really got in there, but that napkin really does protect it. I think that's honestly something I need to share to the world at some point, but for right now we got our shock bodies with the eyelets on and the shafts in. So moving on to the next page. Alright, it's all the same weight. It's all 30 weight. So it's basically the stuff that it came with. Here's the associated 30 weight YouTube stream. There it is, TikTok. So yeah, and then it tells you to put on the caps as well as the little bolt shock. Okay, this is something I kind of want to read real quick. Shock bleeding steps. Before assembly, get each bleed screw and thread it 1 to 2 turns into the shock cap, then remove the screw. This will make it easier when you are bleeding your shocks. Okay. Pull the shock shaft down. Fill the shock body 3/4 full with silicone fluid. Slowly move the shock shaft up and down. To remove air from under the piston, wait for bubbles to come to surface. Fill shock body to top with silicone fluid. Place a drop of oil in the cap and on cap threads. Install cap without bleed screw and tighten completely. Slowly compress shaft all the way to bleed excess silicone shock fluid out the hole in the cap. Use rag around shock to catch excess fluid. I'm gonna just take a quick second here, y'all. TikTok stream is just as dead as usual, so let's just go ahead and go to the BRB screen. We'll see you guys in a second. Sorry about that, y'all. Baby needed so much attention. So, alright, we're pretty much like, I think after page 17, I think we should be done. No, actually, page 18 will be where we cut the stream tonight. Super short stream, I know, compared to like all the other build ones, but I just kind of wanted to come back to the T7 because I'm going to be going racing tomorrow. I don't know if I want to spend like $80 on a battery tomorrow, because I know it'll be over $100 if I do. But it needs it at some point. I think I have pretty much everything else ready to go. I have the servo, the receiver, the transponder as well, obviously. So I got the servo, receiver, transponder. I have the ESC and motor combo ready to go, and then the only thing that I really don't have for it is the battery. I'm thinking I might want to skimp and be cheap, because this particular system that I'm about to put into it, it's not exactly like the one in the B7 where it's like super freaking fast, you know. I think I could honestly get away with doing a cheapie. If the owner of Houston RC is watching, I really apologize, but I mean, I will get the ProTech. It's just like, man, that's an $80 battery. And yes, I know that we're adults and we should be, you know, we have the money, but it's like, holy God. Anyway, let me get a sip of this Arizona. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I remember the steps. So it's like, you want to take the, I don't know why it comes with 6 spring retainers. Are they different heights or something? They look the exact, well, I think it's just because, okay, I'm not even going to worry about that right now. I'm just going to like kind of worry about the cap bleeding thing. So take these 2 off, throw that away. And then, yeah, this is where it might potentially get a little bit messy. So it says to pre-thread the holes. So let me, how many views do we got on the stream right now? 27? Okay. So it just says to take a screw and then basically just make the thread in there. I could honestly push this up a little bit more, actually. There we go. Wait, what the heck? Where's the hole on the other side? Okay, sure. Screw that all the way through. Still don't see any hole, like where that would even go. I'll just do one for right now. So we'll use this as our first shock. So it says to fill it 3/4 full with oil, so let's go ahead and just do that. It's about, okay, that's about 3/4 ish. It's definitely not going to be that after I push it up, though. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's totally why I got the napkins down. Just fill it up a bit more. I think I might actually wait for the bubbles to go away on this one. Just because it's only 30 weight. Okay, wow, the stream dropped really fast. Appreciate everybody for sticking around, but dang, dude, nothing on TikTok? They said that TikTok streaming was like the new popular platform, but it's like the least, like I have had the least traffic like on TikTok. So it says fill it 3/4 full. Full shock shaft down. bubbles to come to the surface. Fill a shock body at the top with silicone fluid. Place drop of oil at the top of the cap. On the top of the cap? Sure. Install cap without the bleed screw and tighten it completely. Slowly compress the shaft all the way to bleed the excess silicone. Okay, I mean... Okay, pretty much all the bubbles are out. I think... should be about full. Shock bleeding, huh? Amazing. I think that's where I want it to be anyway. So it says to move it up and down slowly. Yeah, pretty boring, but you know, kind of the deal when you're making a new racer. You're building a new racer, you need to have the patience. Honestly, I think that's more than good enough. And then it says to put on... I'm honestly not going to put any oil. Actually, you know what? I mean, I may as well put just a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Onto the thread, so that way it's not hell when I put it on. With the bleed screw out, yeah, that was way smoother than... Oh yeah, when are you supposed to... Okay, so then, now that we got that on, slowly compress shaft until it bleeds, and then pretty much use that screw to... Okay. I think it's not filled enough. Need to just fill it a little bit more. Okay, yeah, so when it says fill it to the top, fill it to the damn top. And I wish I had like a little rack to put these in. Something like that. Okay. Let's try it now. I know not all the bubbles are gone, but... this is how I do it. So then just bleed out some. Okay, just like a little bit came out. And then I think you're supposed to... while shaft is fully compressed, put in the screw. Makes sense to that way to get all of the air out. Alright, now that's in there. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to wait, dude. But I need something to put this shock somewhere. Like, I can't just hold it. Like, I'm gonna have to use water bottles. If I even have any empties left. Okay, here's one with a shit ton of hair on it. So much fucking hair. Yeah, because there's like no shock rebound on that. that I have to be patient for this. And it's... Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. Let's take that out. Yeah, it's bleeding out. But that's only because it didn't wait. Yeah, let's like not jack this up immediately. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to like get a little creative, because usually this would work because the 8th scale shocks are big enough, but because the 10th scale shocks are just not as big, may as well get creative. There we go. I don't think you can see that YouTube stream fully, but basically this is what we got. So I'm gonna have to like find more empty water bottles to do this process with. May as fuck. Drop that in there. Okay. So we got that first one. So we're gonna have to just do this basically to each and every one of them. I'm gonna need 4 empty water bottles, but like I don't think I might be able to finish this one right here actually. Yeah, this stream is actually gonna go on a little bit further now that I realize that we actually have to kind of take my time. And just dab a little bit in there. Okay, so now that that's good, get this front shock, then pretty much do the same thing as before. Fill it 3/4 of the way up. Probably just a little bit more than that because there's going to be some air for sure. Yep. Holy, that was a lot of air. Okay. Put some more in. Get that little freaking hair out. Just kind of slowly filling it up. Okay, yeah, it really doesn't take that long, so I don't really have to slam any more water bottles after this. I just need to, like, swap them, if you will. Okay. This one's definitely going to have to sit for a sec, though, just because there's a lot of little bubbles. And I don't want those in this new T7. Okay. Working it. Okay, I think we can just go ahead and trade these. Okay. Yeah, there are like next to no... Yeah, I don't see a single air bubble in there actually. So glad I had that napkin down. So with it fully compressed, okay. Okay. Alright, there we go. That's pretty good. Wonder if... There we go. Then I think it should have some shock rebound. That has no shock rebound. Oh, it feels like it's... Dude, this is why I... Okay. Alright. I'm gonna say this now. This is why I don't bleed shocks and never will, because it always fails. It, like, legitimately always fails. Like, there's so many air bubbles in that. That wasn't there before. Yeah, fuck the air bubbles. Fucking fuck it, dude. Like, it honestly doesn't deserve the time that I gave it. I followed the instructions to an exact T, and it failed miserably. This is why I don't bleed shocks. But at the same time, they kind of do need it. Because, Jesus Christ, that doesn't want to compress at all. Fully compressed, so I guess... There's that much excess in it, dude? No way. I must just not know how to bleed shocks then, dude. I've never really done it before. All the Mugans that have like the bleedable screws, like I never touch them. Just because I know that some shit's gonna happen to them. Okay, that feels better. Guess it takes like a couple of tries. There's like no shock rebound. I mean, that doesn't really bother me that much because, dude, I mean, I've built so many shocks with these like bleeding screw things. Like I am really not a big fan of the design because it just doesn't work most of the time. Like you have to try it at least like 3 times before it'll actually work. So like, put the finish one off to the side for right now. Yeah, forget this whole like water bottle setup. It's kind of stupid honestly at this point because it's pointless. Now that we know it's pointless. Because like I waited and then it just gave me like a shit ton of more bubbles when I bled it. So take that out. Okay, the O-ring kind of popped out for a second. Let me actually make sure that this one is on fully. Yeah, it's on. Alright. Now, push that all the way down. Okay, that's not even fully filled. I can tell that it's not fully filled. Yep. Not fully filled. And also just a shit ton of more air bubbles. put that in there while it's globbed. I don't know shocks, dude. This is just weird. Maybe I do need to wait for the bubbles to come out, but like, it's just like, Jesus, dude. Like, it needs to work. If they're gonna advertise a feature, it needs to work, you know? Like, maybe I'm just not doing it right, but like, I've been trying to do the same fucking thing, like, over and over and over and over, you know, like, I try the different instructions the different brands give me, and none of it is the same. It's honestly just kind of confusing and frustrating, so that's kind of why I kind of don't care. I have the don't care attitude about shock bleed. Because why should I even try it if it doesn't work, you know, like, just simply does not. Alright, so I'll kind of, that's underfilled. Right. I'm gonna have to wait for all those to come out, and in the meantime we can like look at the B7.1. I would make a video on this, but like I'm in the middle of a stream, and I kind of want to do that after. So I've been streaming for about an hour and a half now, so that's pretty good. 33 views on the stream. No more YouTube chats though, which is kind of sad. I'm gonna restart the TikTok stream actually. 31 views. This is I'm supposed to be getting more viewers now. What the hell? Fucking shitty ass TikTok, bro. I'm telling you, dude. YouTube is where the fuck it is. Straight up, I hate the TikTok live, dude. I know I just started the live again, but TikTok live, you know, don't make false promises. If you can't get more viewers, then just don't say it. Just tell me that I need to do it 3 days to get the co-host feature. Hey, babies. Alright, so pretty much all of the bubbles are... Oops. Spilled out some oil there. And now we gotta wait for those bubbles to go away because I spilled a little bit. Kind of get it to the max fill. Okay, there's like almost next to no bubbles in that, which I feel like is like an opportunity I can truthfully just take advantage of. Nope, forgot to do that. The messiest part of the build. It's not shockingly fun, it's fucking annoying as shit. I feel like there's not enough oil in there, but I don't know at this point. I don't know at this rate. Fuck. Uh, no shock rebound. I don't know. I mean, I think as long as it doesn't feel like there's any air in it, you know, I think that's like all you're really looking for with that. There's the baby. Yeah, like that doesn't feel like it has air in it, and this one doesn't either. Actually. Okay, they all sort of roughly feel the same. I think you just gotta work it a little bit. This one feels more solid. It feels like there's just, like it leaked out just a little too much. I don't know, man. This is complicated. I feel like bleeding shock shouldn't be this difficult, but I mean, hey. Honestly, just gonna have to wait it out.
Yes.
Roblox new chat update.
If you've committed a crime and you want to confess, click yes. Otherwise, click no. You have chosen no, meaning you've committed a crime but don't want to confess. A paddy wagon is now speeding to your home. If you've committed a...
Okay, let's go ahead and try this bleeding thing again. I think I really just need to be patient with it, but I really don't want to be. I really just want to like get them together. Okay. Now that the screw is on, it's all the way at the bottom, so I should be able to like push it through, and then It's only like some that should come out, not like a giant ass glob. Fully compressed. Please, God, just make it work. Okay, let's see if it worked. That feels like a lot more solid than... Okay. Still got that. It's probably just because that one is loose, but... Like the piston, I'm not sure again why it did that, but... I'm literally just talking to nobody, fucking talking to myself, dude. Yeah, maybe. Remove this. Alright, gotta wait for this one now. Oh, the build's been going good. Got all moved in, sit in my room, just unpacking. Nice, dude. It's freaking awesome. I wish I could say the same. Alright, there's still quite a few air bubbles in that. This is probably just the most boring part, is just waiting for these bubbles. It's okay, baby. Fuck this TikTok stream. Not worth it. Literally 7 views. Like, God. It's just kind of pathetic. Like, they claim to, like, they are the more popular streaming, but, like, I get more views on YouTube, bro. Ugh. Just so fucking stressful, dude. Hey, baby. Alright. Still looking like a lot of air bubbles, so I may as well just, like, slam the other water. Alright, let's go ahead and start the other one. But first I need a napkin. Okay, that'll fit. Take that out. I'm just gonna fill it all the way up. Fuck doing 3/4. Alright, that's pretty much filled up, and I guarantee you there is a lot of air. Yeah, a decent bit of air. Yes, baby. I hear you. Well. Okay, now we just gotta wait for both of these. And when they're finished, hopefully they should have no air in them. Other one's doing okay. I'm gonna add just like a drop. And another one. This one will add one because I already know it's gonna need it. I hear you, baby. Alright, it's probably gonna be a minute for these two, so. I hear you, baby. I hear you. Yes, baby.
Inside the crown, you look up and see all these wavy lines above your head. These curves continue on all the way across the top. What purpose do you think they serve? Inside the crown, you look up and see all these wavy lines above your head. Follow your wrap around the top because the cream will come up and it gets a little messy. Follow your wrap around the top because the cream will come up and it gets a little messy. Follow your wrap around the top.
Alright, let's check on it. Let's see if there's no more bubbles. Still just a little bit more. In both of them. Add another drop to this first one. Dude, I don't know why these are taking longer. But they are. Hopefully adding more oil will make the air come out a little quicker. May as well get the caps ready though, cause okay, that's a little curious. There's air in this. Fuck this fucking shock bleeding process so much. I fucking hate it so much. Whenever you like you push them in really hard, I don't know, it seems to like stiffen it up, I guess. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna start the bleeding process now because I don't want to waste any more time. Bada boom, bada bang. I'm just so fucking stressed out, bro. Like, fuck. Like, I don't know, dude. I feel just stuck. I just feel so fucking stuck. I don't know, dude. This one feels like there's not as much oil in it, so I'm gonna add like just a little bit more to this guy. It doesn't matter honestly if if like, you get all the bubbles out, because bubbles are just gonna get into it again. It's like truthfully like what I've learned from this is like there will always be bubbles in there, like a shit ton of them that'll just come out of nowhere. It's not like they fully compress anyway, so I just like hate shock bleeding. Maybe you don't need to like bleed it 100%. You just need to like get, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to like look up a tutorial on how to like bleed shocks, because I have genuinely no idea. I just genuinely have no fucking clue on how you're supposed to do this properly without like just wasting a shit ton of oil. God, dude. So stressful, dude. So fucking stressful. Like, I might just cut the stream early and put the stuff away just because of how, like, twacked I feel right now. It's, like, it still feels loose right there. You know what? Screw it. It's honestly a car. It's a fucking toy. I can honestly care less about it if I'm being real. Maybe just It's okay, baby. Alright, there definitely just isn't enough oil in there because no oil came out. It's okay, baby. More oil. Alright, that looks good. So much freaking... I swear if this doesn't work, like, I'm literally about to look up the tutorial. Like, I cannot... I just hate dealing with, like... Okay, that actually feels okay. Doesn't feel terrible. I actually like that. Definitely going to dry these off before I put them on, because I know that that carpet is going to stick to these super bad. I can already see it. Yeah, these don't feel loose at all. I'm not sure why. Alright, so get that one done. Fuck, dude. Fucking... Just so fucking annoyed, like... Where did my... Where are my fucking tools, bitch? Okay, now that that's in... Just to just put a bit... Doesn't need much. Okay, I think we should have enough for like this last shock. Does that even look remotely full? Nope, it does not. Alright, there we go. Put on the lay cap. Okay. Whoops. That is not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take that screw out. I genuinely cannot be bothered to move the camera. I'm actually like that. Fucking just get the tops, bro. Just like, I don't know what to do, bro. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Like, I can't focus. I can't do anything. Like. Okay, there's some oil that came out, but really suspicious that that's telling me that it's not enough. Alright. How much air is in there? Okay, that actually feels okay. So I'm gonna just go ahead and accept that as acceptable. So we're gonna go ahead and move forward with this. Made it to 2 hours. I didn't think we would tonight, but... Noni, how are you? Hey, baby. You like mommy hand? Alright. Let's get these water bottles out of here. Dude, I just like feel so fucking distracted. Just so off. So now put on the preload. Use finger roll. Since my fingers are kind of oily, I'm just gonna like use that. Okay, let's do one of the fronts first. Well, I know this isn't going to be like the Mugen one because you don't put them on the top, you put them on the bottom. I don't think that was enough oil. I think I need to glob it. Or at least dab it. Because, oh my god, dude. There we go. Smooth transition. I'm going to move the camera now just because I actually kind of feel bothered doing this. So let's just use the 5mm one, which I believe is the tallest. I'm just going to kind of put it like here-ish. And then one front spring, and then where's the 5mm? Does it say? Or does it just... Oh, 5mm is the medium sized one, it's not the largest. Okay. Putting that in there. Alright. Shock number 1 is assembled. Almost. Get in there. Oh my gosh, that plastic is so hard. Okay, shock 1 done. Let's do the next one. Alright, that's tricky. How do you get that in there? Okay, I think it's in there now. Nope. Get. Come on, dude. Get in there. Why is it doing that? Okay. Front shock number 2. Oh, my eyes hurt. Okay. The rear ones will be easier just because I know that the preload ring is gonna be on there higher. Oh my gosh, these spring retainers are hard as hell to get in, dude. What? Why do these feel different though? Actually, they kind of feel roughly the same-ish. Okay, yeah, I'll just sort of... I feel like there's gonna be... I'm gonna have to put on way more than this, but... for the time being, I'm just gonna keep it like that. Just do the next ones. Hey, baby. How you doing? Okay, now let's put this piece on. Okay. These are probably gonna need readjustment anyway. I'm just gonna put them on. I already said that. Ugh. Okay, almost 50 views. I feel like I'm just gonna work on the car after this. I'm not gonna make a part 5 just because. I don't know, dude. It doesn't feel. I don't know. I don't feel motivated to do it. Hi, Nolan. How are you? Okay. Getting closer. Okay. Let's see if this is like this. Just a slight adjustment. Okay, that looks pretty on there. Got some reposado earlier. I think I might honestly have some of that because there's nothing else that's making me feel good right now, dude. I feel like that's just not the way. Okay. Sorry for my little ramble. Oh, there we go. I actually am really excited though that I did, like, I'm almost done with this build. I don't really think it's going to necessarily require another stream. I think I'm honestly just going to start making videos about it at this point, like long form actual vids. I still need to make that video on the B7.1 tonight. Whoa, that doesn't attach? Oh, it does. Okay. That doesn't feel extremely substantial, but it's going to get readjusted anyway, so it's not like... Oh my gosh, dude. Alright. Shocks. D-O-N-E. Well, at least I finished building them. They honestly all feel relatively the same. Except for, like, maybe this one. Honestly, I don't think it's going to make a difference. Like, they feel really, like, they really do feel like the same. Yes, baby. Yes. What happened? You okay? What happened? Alright, now we can get this... Ah, fuck. Get that oil off. Let's go ahead and remove those as well. Okay, we got some oil on the book, but it's not too bad. It's okay, baby. So the next page pretty much has us putting the shocks onto the car, so let's do that. So it shows this first shock being put on like this. So this, and then, oh yeah, these things also need like, they need this piece. Thankfully my pliers are right here. Okay. And then I think you get this screw and then you put it in. There we go. Yes, baby, I hear you. I see you. Alright, I think I might get a tool from downstairs just because I don't have it up here for the nut. Yes, baby, I hear you. Okay, that's in. Now I need to go get that other tool. But before I do that, I'm honestly just gonna put the bottom end of this shock in so that way we're not frantically looking for it later. Okay, I was gonna say, where are the other screws? They're not there because, yeah. Okay, now let me go grab that wrench. Be right back. Let me put on the BRB screen. Hey y'all, welcome back. I'm back. Just had to get this little T-wrench because these little nuts, I'm pretty sure, will go on easier if I use that. Yep, I was right. Go ahead and screw it in there. Alright. Now that that's on nice and good, let's go ahead and get this guy on. We're so close to being done. And like at the expected time too, like 2 hours, 30 minutes-ish. Honestly, super excited to get the body, get the wheels on, freaking everything. I'm also really excited to get the transponder in here too. I need to get it out of my 8R buggy. Let's see here. Go ahead and do this left one. Let me try to get it better, get a better view of that from back here. I'll just turn the camera. Okay, so this one goes here. Snap that in. So I think, oh yeah. So yeah, it's gonna take 4 nuts because the bottom one is not a screw. It is like a grub screw. So you have to put 4 nuts on instead of just 2. I guess now that we're pretty much at the end of this, I'm really excited for some cool RC games, like upcoming ones, specifically like Lost Host. Recharge, still debating on whether I want to get that or not. Somebody told me they would buy it for me the other day, but I've yet to see that in my account. But yeah. Super excited to play some RC games on stream. I feel like that might generate a little bit more, some more viewers. I remember the most amount of viewers I had was where I was doing giveaway streams, because everyone wants free shit. Everyone was watching, and I remember my friend, he was like, I really want the Amazon gift card, bro, and I'm just like, it's really not that much money, but you know, I'm giving it out anyway, and he got so disappointed whenever he didn't win it. I was like, bro, you realize it's a fair chance, right? Okay, I think I'm just like, oh, that's solid. So this one should be solid too. Yep, there we go. There's that solid failing I was looking for. Solid, 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 and solid. So, pretty much, there's really not that much left to do on this car, if I'm being honest. It's pretty much together. The chassis is assembled. This is pretty much how you'd buy a consignment. Maybe you'd get a motor too, but pretty much the thing's like ready, y'all. Well, we're still missing the body. I'm expecting to get that. Let me, shit. Look here. So on the 3rd of January, he said 4 weeks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So hopefully by the end of the month, I should have the body for this thing. I'm definitely going to be testing it in the meantime, though. Like, I'm not going to be racing it. I'm just going to be like during practice time, I'm going to put it on the track and get it dialed, just because I want to have it in the best possible condition for whenever I actually go to race it, because I'm going to have to wait a little bit on my body, and what better way to use that time than to what would I use that time then to, just, I don't know, get it ready. So, the next steps I have for this thing, we got the wheels and tires to put on, we got the electronics, so just kind of going over electronics again, servo, transponder, receiver, ESC, battery, and motor, which the only thing I really need to go pick up is the battery, and that's probably going to be the most expensive piece of this whole thing, so let me... Oh yeah, and then after, I mean, obviously, we do have the wheels and tires to put on, because I had to get them like this because the shop only sold the swaggers like unmounted like this, and for some reason they like the foam is not within the tire, but the rears are pre-mounts, so that's really all that matters. Turn off the light? Yeah. Hey, BB. Yeah, it's all good. We got the lamp over here, and I'm going to turn this off here in a minute anyway, so yeah, we got some fuzz bites for the back, pink compound. I think the front should also be pink. If they're not, I'll pick up a different one. Pink compound, cool. So we're pretty much set to go. Real quick before I close out the stream and clean everything up, yeah, there's really not anything to actually clean up this time. The only thing I really need to do is put this instruction book away, because I think this is the last page. Make sure the flange is towards the rear arm. Duh. Okay, yeah, well at least I'm not. That's how I know I've been racing for a little bit. Okay. Dude, that fan is like being like almost touched by like this little thing back here. Anyway, yeah, it's pretty much like ready to go. We just need to put the wheels and the body and the like electronics in there, of course. Yeah, because I think, yep. I mean, I wish Dylan could go faster, but you know, can't always do that. So before we close out the stream, like I said earlier, I want to just see if I can put this in here. And alright, so it's gotten so big to the point where we can't even put it in, so that feels kind of loose. The front body mounts, they feel a little loose. They feel tight. Okay. I'm gonna have to just put this somewhere. I'm just gonna put it behind me for right now, and I'll actually, here's what I'll do. Everything's in the box, close the box, and then I'll put the car on top of the box. So that way it's, you know, that way it's out of the way and stuff. So I need to get the tools, get them all together, just kind of put them in one place, away from the trash. Or with the trash, whatever you want to call it. Something I do want to shop for, I don't think I'm going to buy it immediately just because I know that Amazon can do really quick shipping. Sorry, Mo, that I'm not buying a ProTech immediately, but like, I think I'm honestly going to buy it whenever I actually get the body for it. Just because I already have one ProTech battery, I don't need a second one immediately. I will whenever the series comes up, but honestly, I can't believe that. Like, oh my gosh, dude, this RC thing is so fun. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So let's go ahead and transition a little bit from this build scene to my actual, to my truthful monitor scene. So let me just like move the camera up a little bit so that way y'all can see me. What's up, y'all? Monitor 1. Let's just go ahead and shop a little bit. Move this just slightly, just so it looks a little bit nicer. Oops, that's not what I wanted to move. Let me full screen this real quick. Okay. So let's go ahead and just shop for thinking I know which one I want to get. Z2S short. Actually, just the Z2S. These are nothing. Do they not make that short anymore? Okay, this one's $26. 5,000 million power is fucking. There's no fucking way that's true. Let me look for the shorty. Yeah, okay. Honestly, I just kind of want one. Yeah, there's no way this is going to be nearly as good as the ProTech, but it comes with bullets. 100C, 7.4 volts, 37 AH. Dude, I'm not even actually done building the car because I still have to put in, like, I still gotta put in, like, the battery mounts because I just realized those aren't even there. So we're really technically not done with the build yet, but it's, like, basically complete. I think I'm gonna pick this one up. I mean, it's a little bit more expensive than the other one, and Z's typically are like really, really good for practice. I mean, they don't have as much power as like the Gen's Ace, like the punch powers like the Gen's Ace, whatever. But don't tell me I just okay. I was gonna say if I just like dox myself, it's gonna be really funny. I'll have to clip that later. Yeah, though. This is. What am I looking at? Oh. This is like them making their stuff. What am I even looking at? What are they doing? I'm just so confused, bro. Yeah, though, I think I'm gonna get this guy. I'm just gonna put it in the cart for right now, just because I don't need it at this moment. Because I still gotta take a bit of time for not only the body, but the electronics and just the whole setup. Hopefully, I'll be able to race it for the first time on like the weekend of like the last weekend of the month. But if not, then not. I'll have to come back on the 5th. I will be going to Houston RC tomorrow, so if anyone wants to know what's going, let me know. Alrighty, y'all. Thank you so much for joining this stream again. There will not be another part to this build stream series, unfortunately, because mainly just for just because like there's really not much to like show, like, because whenever I may as well just like make the actual video of the fully like fleshed car. I'm probably gonna make the video. I want to make that video soon. I still need to make a video tonight. Shit, it's late. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys on the next stream. Not sure when that's going to be exactly yet. Probably another CS2 stream if it does okay.